Hello everyone. Welcome back to the online lecture series of academic session 2021-22 organized by Gokhale Education Society's BYK College of Commerce Nashik. I am Sneha Ratnaparki from Department of English. In this video, we shall discuss chapter 1.6 Into the Wild part 1. The title of the part 1 is Lost in the Jungle. Before we begin, I have a question for you all. Do you know who they are? You might have seen their pictures in magazines. They are Dr. Salim Ali and Mr. Valmik Thapar, wildlife experts. You might have observed that our every chapter gives us idea, concept about new field, new genre and new experience. The present chapter gives us idea and vision of nature conservation. One such wildlife expert has written his real life experience. He is Mr. Kiran Purandare. He is BCom. He has done his environmental studies from Jordan Hill College of Education, Scotland. He is a wildlife expert, a bird watcher, and a writer. He is the founder of Nisarga Ved organization and Kika's Bird Club. His book Sakha Nagzira has received Sahitya Puraskar, Bagal Award and Best Literature Award. 1.6 Part 1 Lost in the Jungle is an excerpt from Sakha Nagzira. Let's see what experience he has recorded in Part 1. Being a bird watcher, he had to observe the avifauna of the village and the forest of Pitezari. It is in the district of Bandara. Avifauna means birds of a particular region, habitat or geological period. These experts camouflage themselves in a hide means a secret place in the forest where they have their notebooks, their cameras, the recorders. They observe everything about the birds and the animals there and note it down for their further reference so that human beings at large come to know details about animal world. So once Mr. Kiran Purandare was hiding himself near a water hole. Water hole is a natural place where animals and birds come for drinking. So for 8 hours and a half he sat there. It was near a jamba tree. After completing all the details, he started to come out of the hide and he decided to go back to the place where he was stationed. It was in the village of Pitazari. When he started coming back, he felt that he was alone like a fox. Now he uses this simile here like a fox because if you have observed, generally foxes do not have their packs. They don't move about in pack in groups. As you can see, deers and elephants, they have their group. They have their leaders too. But fox is generally a loner, is an alone animal. So while returning, he realized that he was all alone and he could listen to his own footsteps. So while coming back like this, all alone, he suddenly heard some noise and he immediately understood that it was a langur alarm call. Now, what does this mean? When animals do have to communicate with each other, they do use different types of sounds. This alarm call was a signal for other animals that the predator was near about. So maybe a tiger or a leopard was there, and because of that, the langur was giving alarm. After listening to that alarm, other langurs started giving the same kind of sound, and thus Kiran Purandare got to know that a leopard had come out of its den for a prey. The sounds of other animals also could be heard. One of them was of antelope. This is the antelope, if you can see. He also saw fresh droppings and prints of leopard. This gave him an immediate alarm. He continued to walk in the same direction for some approximately 15 meters. And suddenly he realized that while walking ahead, he had entered in the area of the leopard itself. Now, this was more dangerous because the leopard might be hiding there for his food. So, Kiran Purandare took another road, continued to search for his road backwards. He knew very well that Umbarzara is the famous place for tigers, leopards, and even sloth bears. For some more minutes, he continued to walk, but then he got some relief. He saw Raju, the villager from the same village, who had come there in the forest to collect wood for his own purpose. These villagers, they also know very well why animals do have certain sounds. He also had heard the alarm call, and that is why Raju was also petrified. He left his wood there itself, was thinking to come back when he saw Kiran Purandare. He knew Purandare as a wildlife expert, and they started to continue their journey together now. Raju was relieved that Purandare was with him, and Kiran Purandare was relieved that he had now, instead of one alone company, he had his Raju with him. And then he says, now we were two hands, two legs, two eyes to be alert for. They continued their journey, and after a few steps, Raju said, now I wish to go to the right direction as I have some work. You continue your journey towards Pitazari village. Somehow it was evening time, so Purandare did not wait there. He continued his journey ahead, and he saw an area where he had entered. This area was completely surrounded by hillocks. Now, hillocks means small hills which you can very easily cross over. He realized that the place was something new for him, something different for him. It was not the familiar place, and then he exclaimed, good heavens, I was lost, completely lost in the jungle. That too at a very dreadful time. It was evening time, and so it was very difficult for him to be at such place at such time. It was an alarm for him to move ahead immediately, otherwise, he would be a prey for the wild animals. He had his tiffin with him, but his petrified feeling did not allow him to eat anything. Rather, he did not even feel hungry at that time. He continued to listen to different alarming calls, the boop boop sound of cockle bird, the song of robin bird, everything sounded alien to him, strange to him, because now he was not in a mood to observe or appreciate the sounds of the birds, but rather was completely horrified. Nearly for 1 hour, he continued to search for the regular, normal, familiar road. His mind was telling him to turn back to the road that he had taken earlier. He continued, however, in the same direction. He didn't have any idea where he was going. He saw a hillock, he climbed it, but then he saw that there were more hillocks and some more which surrounded the entire area, and now he was standing all alone there. When he continued ahead, he saw that the area had fresh droppings of sloth bear. Now, sloth bears also can be dangerous. So he didn't know what to do. Some 50 steps he took. Then he realized that it was sunset time, so might as well I should take the idea of where the west side was. After he got the direction, he decided as to how to go about. The evening breeze was there, sun was setting, everything was good. However, he could not enjoy anything as he had thought that he had completely lost his way. Now, when he was walking ahead, he had the constant threat of sloth bear. However, he had understood that the leopard had moved away from the present place. He climbed one more hillock and he got a trail, a ray of hope, which was in the form of bicycle wheel. When it is trail of a bicycle wheel, it means that it is a place where a village must be nearby. So he got his courage gathered, continued to climb hillock. One more hillock he climbed, and he saw that he was at the place where he was searching for. It was the same village of Pitizari. In a jiffy, means in total extreme happiness, he, with full vitality, with full enthusiasm, started climbing down the hillock. His joy knew no bounds when he realized that he had reached the place. He could see some droppings of blue bulls nearby. He could see the usual places, Rajiram Bhalavi's farm. He could listen to the loudspeaker which was arranged for Keshav Balvi's marriage. Everything was familiar for him, even the hillock, which was known as Sui Hudki, was also there. So he came running back to the place where he had thought he would never reach to. When he reached his own place, the first thing he did was to take a bath. His entire body was trembling out of fear, trembling out of the horrible experience he had. He perhaps might have thought that he would lose his life on that day. But as luck would have it, he soon found his way back safely and he reached home. After having his food, he laid down on the bed and he has a very wonderful quote, a wonderful thought provoking question for every reader. He says, I just thought there still exists a jungle where we can get lost. Isn't this our good luck? So, when you have a jungle where you can get lost, that means you are close to nature and nature can still petrify you, can still give you the feeling of being wonderstruck. So, having nature to get lost is actually a boon. This we should understand, the depth of it we should understand, and that is why we should remind ourselves to be near the real jungle instead of getting lost in the concrete jungle. I hope you all must have understood. If you read the entire chapter, you will feel the goosebumps when Kiran Purandare describes in detail how the threat of the leopard being very near, the sloth bear being very near feels like, and how he might have got his own Pitizari village and how he must have felt at that time. So I would recommend you all to read the entire part 1 with your own reading speed so that you can understand how a bird watcher and wildlife expert has the skill of an author too. Thank you so much. We will meet in the second video of the same chapter.